Accountability, it's a great question, because it is, I think that is the key thing. I think it's the bit that, I guess, the cognitive impact of AI, it's the kind of critical thinking, it's that kind of elevated responsibility. Because, at the moment we have a world where, we have a project sponsor and we have a project manager, and they're the two people that are fundamentally accountable for what goes on with the project. But if you kind of automate a whole chunk of that, and where, as you say, where does that accountability thou sit? And I think it has to sit in parallel to what's going on. I think it's part of that human in the loop process, and I think it may requires a slightly different skill, in the fact that someone needs to be able to think critically about multiple projects on the go at any given time. But I also think it brings it back to the pre-project stage as well. If we're gonna launch projects in this new world, this new AI-driven world, then what is the guidelines or the governments around conceiving projects and defining what they're going to do and deciding what value they are supposed to bring to an organization. It's going to filter all the way down, I think, to the very heart of this, and that therefore leads into the strategic thinking of an organization. So I think I'm obviously an advocate of PMOs and been running them for years and building and designing them, but I think the PMO will also evolve and become a more of a kind of strategic partner, a thinking partner. I think it can offer up that kind of critical thinking. I think it can have that objective monitoring of what's going on. And I think the roles, and I describe them in the book, I think the roles will change in a very, very dramatic way.